Welcome to Live Fires and the recipe for grilled turkey roulade. I did this for Honeysuckle Turkey's Turkey Challenge. To make the turkey roulade, start off with 4 cutlets of turkey, about 4 ounces of Chev goat cheese. I got a locally made one, 1 bunch of Swiss chard right from my garden, half a pint of local fresh blackberries, 2 cups of pomegranate juice, 1 teaspoon of fresh thyme right from my own herbs, and then just salt and pepper to taste. To start off, I took the cutlets that I had and I trimmed off the membrane around the edges. This membrane kind of keeps the cutlet from being flattened out the way I wanted to make a roulade. And a roulade's really just basically rolling something up inside the turkey cutlet. Nothing too fancy. My knives are real sharp, so I kind of kept my fingers away from it. Just had them sharpened, in fact, so they're extra sharp. Once I had that membrane trimmed off, I took some cellophane, a couple of layers of it, one to put the turkey cutlet on and one to just place on top of it then. And then I took basically a meat pounder and flattened it out. If you'll notice, I'm not really hitting the cutlet straight up and down. I'm kind of hitting at an angle and sliding across the turkey a little bit. This keeps the meat from tearing and flattens it out nicely. Didn't want to get it too thin, so I just wanted a nice, even, fairly thin cutlet so I could roll up inside it. I had a chimney full of charcoal ready to go on the grill. I used lump charcoal, and I made a 3-zone fire on the Weber kettle, leaving the hot coals to the left, about medium in the middle, and nothing on the right side. Went back in while that was getting ready and put my pomegranate juice and blackberries in a pan to start my sauce. Turn the fire to about medium or just below medium. Get that started bubbling a bit without cooking it down too much or burning it. And while that was starting to simmer and get ready, I prepared the thyme that I picked from my herb garden. It's real easy to prepare thyme. You just take the stems and pull the leaves off by going against the way it grows. They come off really easily. So I got about a teaspoon of that ready, added it right to the sauce. It was bubbling away nicely, so I turned the fire down low so it would just simmer and cook down. I wanted it nice and thick. While that was cooking, I took the Swiss chard that I had out to the grill, put it right on the grate. Real easy to grill this. You just do it until it starts to wilt a bit. Took it right into the cutting board, chopped up both the stalk end and the leaves. The stalks give it a nice crunch and a really good flavor, while the leaves have a little bit of a bitterness, but it's a nice bold flavor. I got out the turkey cutlets that I flattened earlier, laid them out on a cutting board, and added some locally made goat cheese. Really nice creamy goat cheese that's made not too far from me. Put that right on the cutlet and spread it out just a little bit. Then I added some of the Swiss chard that I had chopped up, some of the leaves, some of the stalks. Again, I like the texture of that stalk. It makes a nice crunch to the whole thing. Once I had that on the turkey cutlet, I rolled it up. Real simple. Just roll it from one end to the other, keep it nice and tight, then tuck the end, and I had a little bit around the edge to bring around. Then I put a couple toothpicks in them actually, and took them right out to the grill. It's nice and hot. Added a couple wood chunks so that I'd get some smoke going. I put them on the hot part of the grill, directly over the hottest part, so that they'd get some nice grill marks on the roulades. I left them over the hot part for only about a minute before turning them about 90 degrees. And then I left them like that for another minute again. What I'm trying to do by doing this is get nice crosshatch grill marks. Then I flipped them over, still over the hot part of the fire, did the same thing. You can see that I got some pretty nice grill marks on these. They look really, really nicely done. Once they got grilled on both sides over the hot part of the fire for about 2 minutes, I moved them over to the cooler side of the fire. I actually put the lid on the grill and did them about 6 minutes on one side, flipped them over about 4 minutes on the other, until they were about 165 degrees internally. Took them off the grill then, checked the sauce, made sure it was nice and thick, kind of broke up the blackberries a bit. Then I cut the rouleaus after resting them for a few minutes. Just cut them straight across the middle. Wanted to show off that nice roll with the chard and goat cheese inside. Put the roulade out on a plate, kind of spread it out a bit to show it off, and added a little bit of the sauce. Sauce has kind of a pungent sweetness with that tart pomegranate, I think. It went really well with the bitter chard, the smokiness of the turkey, since I put the wood chunks on there. And I added just some Roma tomatoes that I sliced. Didn't want to go too fancy. A little bit of salt on it. And that's all it takes to do a really nice, simple grilled turkey roulade. I hope you enjoy.